went from going in at West Ham to starting pre-season. The first day of pre-season was go out and they'd just run you as hard as possible. More or less just finish you off. And the next day you'd walk in like an old man because you're aching. Most players would be carrying injuries. But that's just the way they'd done it. It was the old school methods. Whereas now, when you go in, it's like walking into a lab. You go in, you've got a big gym, and you've got probably about 15 stations where they're doing tests, all scientific-driven tests on your body, your well-being, etc.
Our job is to provide the tools and technology that our engineers need to make the decisions at the right time. Before we partnered with BT, our engineers often didn't get to the data in good time. So sometimes at the end of the race, they'd look back and say, oh, if we'd known that, we would have made a different decision. What BT have helped us to do is to build a network that gets the data from the car to an engineer anywhere in the world, back in our base in England or wherever they are. It gets that data to them in near real time. Almost as soon as it comes off the car, it's in the hands of everyone who needs it. That's a huge step forward from where we were a few years ago.
We've not one, not two, but three people to meet now, ladies and gentlemen. Some past participants of this competition, one a past winner of this and indeed the European competition.
It's not so much about the winning, but it's the actual participation. The year before that, I was actually in a project here as well, and in my view, I really liked that project than what I did.
Okay.
Which is like it's a surprise, but I really liked it. The fact that I was so close to failure. Like it was Christmas time and I had nothing to show. Like whatever I had proposed or whatever we thought it was a group project was not working. And it was so close, so we had to actually change our original plan to actually have something that's working to present. And maybe perhaps that, like going through that experience, that's what I'll say that actually made me who I am.
My most well-known project would have been the sleeping bag for homeless people, the Duffley bag. It was a bag that was designed to alleviate some of the problems faced by rough sleepers sleeping on the streets. And it is lightweight, waterproof, heat-retaining, non-flammable and highly reflective. It also has a pouch on the head of it which stores valuables, which doubles up as a pillow. It's very easy to clean. It has a strap so it's easily carried, and it's designed with Velcro so it's very easy to get in and out of it. At the moment it is being made by the homeless service users of the Mendicity Institute, who provide services for homeless women here in Dublin, and they are paid €10 an hour to make the bags. And since the bags have gone into production, there was an initial 7, 2 of which have gone on to full-time employment and have permanent accommodation, which is unbelievable.
When I went to my school, like we only had one science class taught to us, it was biology. There was no chemistry, there was no physics, there was no higher level maths. So we basically went to a very arts-dominated school. Most people, like most general audiences, think science is for nerds,
Yeah.
and like that's pretty much it. I mean, people don't often realise that science is everything, like it's everything around us. Like when we're taught science and we're taught science in like third level education, it's not really taught to us in a general vocabulary. Like we're learning things in scientific terms. So it's very hard for scientists then to communicate their work on to people that haven't studied a science degree and don't know those scientific terms. And I think that's what's really important with the whole like science communication, like teaching scientists how to communicate their work in a kind of more general vocabulary so other people can understand what's going on, because it's important.
To be honest, at the beginning when I first started the foundation, we'd done courses, education courses, giving people the confidence to go out and go into the workplace, but we didn't have the association with a real big company for them people to actually see the opportunity of a job. And so we were kind of stuck in the middle a little bit. We were getting people in, but then there wasn't really an out at the end of it to say, oh, right, they're going into work. So now we've signed a deal with BT, which is great really, which is opening up people's eyes into what opportunities are out there under an umbrella of BT, because there's so many opportunities within that one company, and we're going to tag other companies onto that as well. But now we've got the ability to engage and get them children in, but also we've got the ability to say, here's the opportunity right there for you to go and get a job, but you've got to work. towards that. And we've had some really great case studies of people coming out of that, traveling the world, creating lives for themselves, where they then become the inspiration.
We had an event in this room where we talked to some of the business leaders about what we're doing with technology. And I had an opportunity to go around a lot of the young people who've got exhibitions and their projects, and I talked to 5 or 6 of the projects, especially those that are looking at things like renewable energy and 3D printing and technology that I'm interested in Formula One. And Williams also commercialise the knowledge and the technology that we use in Formula One. And we have all sorts of interesting projects. If you've watched the Spectre James Bond movie, when James Bond is driving that very beautiful Aston Martin through the streets of Rome, the car behind him, which is even more beautiful, was made by Williams for Jaguar. So we get involved in all sorts of projects.